Yeah. Thank you very much for the invitation for this talk. And maybe you're wondering why there's a picture of a cat on this presentation. And the reason for this is that I was at a conference last month, and two people mentioned that you get extra points for a picture of a cat in your presentation. And that was, of course, a joke, but I tried to find out if there's a good reason for this. And so I asked ChatGPT, why should I include a picture of a cat in my presentation? And ChatGPT said, well, adding a picture of a cat to your presentation is scientifically proven to increase audience interaction, and it's called the Feline Effect. So I thought, oh, great. I will ask if ChatGPT has some proof and a reference for this claim. And it said, yeah, well, the statement I made about the feline effect was intended as a playful exaggeration rather than a factual claim. So in the end, sorry, no proof, no reference, no data. I just made this up. And I think this is an important background for discussions about research data management, because we have quite a number of scandals of scientific misconduct, of retractions from journals, and then the worries that ChatGPT and other forms of AI may make up research data and make up facts. And there was an interesting blog post some years ago where it said, if you think it's rude to ask to look at your co-author's data, you're not doing science. And this was a case where a senior scientist said, okay, yeah, I didn't ask the junior scientist for the research data because I thought it was rude. And so that's the reason why we had all these wrong facts in our presentation, in our publication. And I guess here everyone who's here thinks that if there's no trust in science and in correct and reliable and reproducible data, we can just stop working today. So my topics today are about the research data management services and topics at ZBW, just a very general overview, and then I will look into one specific service in more detail. So ZBW is a very large special library for business and economics and related subjects, founded in 1919 and part of the Leibniz Association, and it's situated in Kiel and Hamburg. And the research data management services and topics at ZBW are providing expertise in adapting infrastructures to specific needs of our research community, and supporting our research community in teaching data literacy. And there's also a lot of involvement on the political and strategic level surrounding topics of research data management. So all the project works towards the development of networked research data infrastructures, of promoting the sharing of research data, and the reproducibility of research results, as well as open science practices and, as mentioned before, data literacy. So here are some examples of ZBW activities within the NFDE consortia. For example, Consort SVD is about structured data that is originally made for science, like, for example, survey data, etc. The BIRD project is about unstructured data that was not originally intended for science, like, for example, tweets or whatever you could use to do research. And NFDE 4DS is diverse data from computer science, so like non-data, for example, code or software, etc. And the political engagement on the policy level is mostly around the European Open Science Cloud, the EOSC. So there are recommendations for reflection, engagement, and implementation. And our director, Klaus Tochtermann, is active in the board of the EOSC and was in the high-level expert group. So this is more on the policy level of the research data topics. The engagement and services supporting data literacy of the research community were based on first identifying the needs of the community. And when I say community here, it's mostly researchers in economics and business studies. And so there was the apparent need for training of early career economists in research data management practices and reproducible research. And some years ago, two of my colleagues started quarterly workshops on doing good scientific practice and reproducible research. And these workshops are usually like they are posted on one of the mailing lists that there's a new workshop, and within a couple of hours they are fully booked because there's really a great need of the young researchers for these kinds of workshops. Then, for example, there's also an introduction to open data in the Open Economics guide. And we have awareness building and information in the EconBiz Academic Career Kit. So this is an overview over the different ZBW services, like focusing on infrastructures like NFDE and fair data spaces, on services like always, of course, in cooperation with other institutions, usually like DARA, JCRE, the Journal Data Archive. Then there's a lot of activity in the field of data literacy, as you can see here, like brochures, blog posts, guide, etc. And then, as I mentioned, the science policy. In my last few minutes, I will focus here on this part, data literacy and the specific service of the EconBiz Academic Career Kit. So if you go to the search portal EconBiz, just like we heard about the Levivo portal just before, you have search options and different other services. And in the top navigation, you have a section on research skills, where there are different services for students, early career researchers, and teachers. And if you go to this part, then you find the Academic Career Kit. And the Academic Career Kit has 3 modules, one on publish your paper, one on metrics and networking, and the last one is on research data management. And this is the module that I'll focus on for obvious reasons now. So as you can see, this module has different sections like a data management plan, find existing data, collect and store data, and publish and share. And it's realized in H5P under a CC BY license, so the whole module can of course be reused in different contexts, or just parts of this service can also be reused. And there's an interactive game where you can just drag and drop these words to match the definitions, to make sure you understand what the meaning of interoperable, accessible, and findable and reusable really is. And if you just drag and drop the words to the left, then you can see if you did it correctly, or if there's another solution there. Then there's information on different aspects, like for the example, the research data management plan. So you find some links to requirements and more information, but also here the link to Data Horror Escape Room, a really great text-based adventure. If maybe you know it already, if you don't, then just have a look at it. It's a really great project. Also, there are some worst case scenarios, so people can actually realize why it's important to consider some safety measures and the storing of the data, because not only can you lose your backpack with your PhD and all the data on it, but if you have your data safely stored somewhere on your notebook or on a USB drive, it can still be corrupt after a while and be damaged. And so you should really consider these scenarios. So we made a point of this, and we also included the great research data scary tales from Kompetenznetzwerk Thüringen. You probably know these scary tales already, but if you don't, really just have a look at them. They're really, really great, and they're really pushing. They're a great start to start the conversation why it's important to save your data and think about it. There's more information, more links to other tools, etc. And then this is also a bit tongue-in-cheek, but in one question, if there's the question if you already share, and if you do so, then you can put the sticker on your door, or you can put it on your shirt. But so you can be really proud to be sharing your research data. So thank you very much, and I'm open to questions, or in German, Fragen.